You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Real quick, guys, before we actually dive into the video today, I meant to actually put this in the video, but we have a new shirt in the merch store. You can support us. You can get your donkey pox shirt. The disease that is destroying America. We're talking about the Democrat Party here. You can get it in multiple colors. And you can also get 25% off by using the discount code USA First. I actually like this army green color right here. You can actually get a better look at it right there. 25% off, guys, if you use the discount code USA First. Guys, you really want to know what actually irritates me the most about the mainstream media, especially, post 2020, post George Floyd. It is their enabling of bad behavior, enabling criminals, praising criminals, celebrating criminals. Ever since George Floyd, man, if you are a minority, you have a built-in excuse to actually commit criminal acts. The media will not hold you accountable. They're going to make every excuse in the book. Now, when George Floyd died, he was actually engaged in criminal activity. The same thing happened when Jacob Blake was actually shot by the police. And he's not dead, by the way, Jalen Rose. He's still alive. But he was engaged in criminal activity. And who got demonized? It was the police. This is pretty bad, guys. But the media, when it comes to Brittney Griner, same thing. They're not actually saying what Brittney Griner did was wrong. She brought in an illegal substance into a foreign country. And now she's going to spend 9 years in prison unless the Joe Biden administration can actually get her out. We'll actually have to see. But guys, the LA Times, once again, another media outlet is making a very, very dumb excuse for Brittney Griner. The mainstream media will not criticize Brittney Griner whatsoever. You've actually had people in the WNBA say she's a hero. She brought illegal drugs into another country. What makes you heroic? I just don't get it, guys. But let's go ahead and dive into this on Outkick here. The LA Times, once again, make an excuse for Brittney Griner, and it's actually something that we actually covered before. Here we go, guys. LA Times also ridiculously tries to make Brittney Griner arrests about equal pay for WNBA players. Now, this whole WNBA equal pay thing, it's a sham. We know it's a sham. There's no way in the world that a WNBA player can make the same amount of money as an NBA player. It's not going to happen. The numbers just don't add up. This is why this whole equal pay thing is a sham. It's a complete fraud, folks. And anybody that actually believes this, shame on you. But let's go ahead and dive into this right here, guys. On Outkick here, the media is at it again. Their obsession with making everything about their desire to promote progressive political policies often leads to crazy conclusions. And the LA Times is one of the more frequent offenders. Just a few days after CNN also fell into the trap of inaccurately trying to tie in an arrest in Russia with a lack of equal pay for WNBA players, the LA Times did the exact same thing. Of course they did. Now, Brittney Griner brought in that illegal substance. Did equal pay have anything to do with that? No. She brought in an illegal substance because she wanted to bring in an illegal substance. It's the same as Iman Shumpert. Actually not WNBA player, but NBA player. Busted in a Dallas airport pretty much with the same substance. He got busted as well. They just love weed. Let's just call it what it is. It has nothing to do with equal pay. Now, Brittney Griner was actually making a lot of money. I believe she was actually making $1.5 million in Russia. That's a lot of money on top of her $235,000 salary in the WNBA. I don't want to hear this excuse that equal pay is the reason why she's locked up for 9 years. Her bad choices is what landed her in a Russian prison. Crazy. Now, the LA Times, they actually try to bring in, WNBA is super duper woke, by the way. This one WNBA player, Katie Lou Samuelson, wearing pay women athletes on the court. Well, guess what? You're getting paid. You actually work for a corporation that loses millions of dollars per year. Millions. You're not going to get equal pay. The WNBA, man, all the NBA has to do is say, you know what? It's been 26 years. You know, we're going to cut you off. You guys are going to have to make it on your own. The WNBA would fold. They would fold because nobody supports the WNBA. And the main demographic that does not support the WNBA, guess what? It's women. Because 70% of people that actually watch the WNBA are men. Older men at that. Nobody shows up to your basketball games. LA Times know this, but you know what? They got a virtue signal. They have to pander to dumb people that actually think that the WNBA is just not getting paid because they're women. That is not the case. Women do not watch the WNBA. Folks, how many women do you actually know that actually support the WNBA? I can think of many, many women that watch Major League Baseball, that watch on the NFL, and watch the NBA. I can't think of one person that says, you know what, man, I gotta watch the WNBA. Not one in 26 years. But the WNBA, they've done themselves no favors. You know, they're always complaining about stuff instead of actually trying to build their league. This is the reason why. It has nothing to do with equal pay. And then they bring up the social justice stuff. Folks, they bring up stuff about Breonna Taylor, BLM, Marxism, voting. Guess what? The NBA learned this too. All that social justice stuff, that actually turns people off. The NBA ratings have declined, and they've been declining, even though they're making way more money than the WNBA. It's a simple thing of get woke, go broke. Now, this is where it really kind of debunks the whole thing about equal pay. Check this out. It says, while the players quoted don't expect to be paid at the same rate as NBA players, then it's not equal pay then. It's buried many paragraphs down that the league revenue is about $60 million per year compared to $7.4 billion for the NBA. So a league with 12 teams generates a grand total of $60 billion. Grand total. That's an average of like $5 million per team per year that they generate. That's it. I'm sorry. You're going to lose a whole bunch of money. And guess what, guys? People aren't showing up to these games. Now look at this. This is from 2019 right here. The LA Sparks, they had 11,300 people average at games. And just looking at this off the top of my head, the medium is probably somewhere around this, 6,800 people per game. Now, in 2022, even fewer people are actually going to these games. People don't care about the WNBA. The top team in attendance is the Seattle Storm, 10,100 people per game. And the medium here looks like it's about 5,500. This is a dying league, folks. Nobody cares about this. So the woke sports media and the media in general needs to stop making excuses. Brittney Griner did not get arrested because of an equal pay thing. It's because she just simply decided to break the law. That's what it is. And you know what? She's not the only athlete that's actually broke laws. We've seen players in the NFL get arrested all the time. The NBA, off-season stuff. We talked about the player for the New Orleans Pelicans. I can't even remember his name, but he got into it with the police. Had nothing to do with salary. People that want to break the law, guess what? They're just going to break the law. Brittney Griner knew what she was doing. She had an illegal substance. So the LA Times still making these excuses right here. No, they're just trying to promote bad behavior. And somewhere, guys, there's a little boy, little girl, probably listening to the media, unfortunately. And they're saying, you know what? I can do whatever I want to do. You know why? Because the media is not going to hold me accountable for my actions. Accountability for bad behavior, man, that's something that has just completely disappeared in a post-George Floyd world. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.